Shut up! Okay. Yes, you see it correctly. My Steam controller finally arrived.
That's right, the Steam controller is finally here, and right off the bat I can say it absolutely blows the competition away. Why, you ask? Well, for just 100 euros you get an absolute beast of a controller. Not only does it feature a standard layout, but it also comes with 2 trackpads that you can fully configure in the Steam settings. As a massive bonus, you get R4, R5, L4 and L5 rear buttons. You can map any action to them, like your jump button in a shooter, so you never have to take your thumb off the right analog stick just to press A to jump. Inside the box, we find exactly what you would expect. The controller itself, a USB-A to USB-C cable, and the most important piece, the sleek little box, which serves as both the magnetic charger and the wireless receiver for the Steam controller. My operating system of choice for this setup is Bazzite, a gaming and Steam focused OS based on Fedora Linux. The moment I plugged in the controller, Bazzite recognized it instantly as the Steam controller. Steam popped up and we were ready to go. The setup process is incredibly straightforward. Just follow the on-screen instructions and job done. If you open up Steam and navigate to Settings, then Controller, you'll find all of the deep customization options. Now if you want to enable the hilarious Wilhelm Scream Easter Egg, here is the trick. Go into Gyro Settings and then Gyro Behavior set to Gyro to Joystick Deflection. Once that's done, while you're in Steam Big Picture mode, literally drop the controller onto a soft surface and it will scream. This is the only consistent method I've found to make it work, and it's brilliant. Of course, the menu is also where you can calibrate the controller, remap those buttons and trackpads. When you turn the controller on or off, it plays a distinct digital sound. But here is a mind-blowing fun fact. The controller has absolutely no speakers. Every single sound you hear is being generated by the haptic motors vibrating at specific frequencies to emulate audio. And that's not all. When the controller is turned off, these trackpads feel like a solid piece of plastic. They don't move or click at all. But the moment you power it on, The haptic engines simulate a physical click so perfectly that they completely trick your brain. It's exactly the same fascinating engineering Apple uses for the MacBook touchpads, and experiencing it on a gaming controller is just next level.
So let me tell you now about some of the really cool features with this controller. I mean, I've been using it now for a couple of days and I can say I am so impressed for 100 euros what they packed into the Steam controller. I mean, the PlayStation controller, the Xbox controller, they are just child toys at this point if you compare them. It's mind-blowing the amount of engineering that went into this controller, and yet that it's being sold for 100 euros. I mean, the Pro controller for the Xbox and PlayStation cost what? 200 plus euros. I mean, yeah, it sounds like I'm fanboying, but no, I'm not. I mean, I love Steam and everything, but this is just mind-blowing. And that it also has here R4, 5, yes, R4 and 5 and L4 and 5, 100 euros. Instantly compatible. I mean, you don't even need a Bluetooth adapter or anything. This little piece of plastic, this thing, it's the charger, it's the receiver, it's everything. You plug it in, right now the controller has no connection. I plug this back in, instantly reconnects. And you can even, it's magnetic. Now the controller is being charged. Disconnect, it's wireless, it's still connected through this little receiver. And when you press the Steam key, the Steam button, it opens up Steam. And you can go and navigate, and I believe if you press it one more time, yes, you go into big picture mode. If I press it one more time, then I get what? Oh, just the menu over here. Yeah, power, exit big picture mode. €100. Probably the best part about the controller is the haptic motors. I mean, the controller, you drop it, but don't drop it on something hard, drop it on something soft. Please do not destroy your controller for that. But the haptic motors producing a sound, it's just, I mean, this was made with love. Not only is it ergonomically extremely comfortable to hold, even for a longer gaming period, but also I've seen that people are right now making it even possible to play songs and everything through the haptic motors of the Steam controller. And it's just, I mean, no wonder Valve is the #1 company when it comes to PC gaming, and also that they are gonna dominate the hardware scene. But the biggest thing that is right now, you could say, the government and everything that's suing Steam, it's just, I mean, it's not fair. Like, Valve is the only user-driven company. They go against governments, they go against corruption, they go against so many negative things in the gaming industry, yet they are being forced to adapt to everything what the other companies are doing, with being greedy, with being anti-consumer, and nobody loves this except the consumers, because Valve is consumer driven. I mean, that's why the Steam controller sold out on the first round in 30 minutes. That's also why right now on the second, I don't know if it is sold out, but the second time they put the Steam controller on sale, they added a queue system. I got mine like, what was it, a month, like 3 weeks later or something like that. I bought it. It's here. It took around 6 to 7 days. It came from the Netherlands, but yeah, I can say you can really see what's made with love, what's made by greed. This was made with love. not only the Wilhelm screen, everything. The fact that they use magnetic thumbsticks instead of the classic ones. So this means no stick drift, ever. Nintendo, what are you doing? Are you really so greedy that you cannot also use on your Nintendo Joy-Cons magnetic thumbsticks? I mean, come on, what are we talking about? You can see Valve is user-driven and they really love their users, and that's why Gaben has his deserved mega yachts. Come on, what are we talking about? But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment on this video. I read every single one of your comments, and I can say thank you very much for watching my videos and my content. And also another new thing that I have achieved, I partnered up with Proton. You maybe know that from Proton VPN, Proton Pass, Proton Mail and everything. They are based in Switzerland and they are privacy driven, which I also really appreciate. I'm gonna make a Proton video separately, but yes, if you wanna support me, you can go down in the description below. There you will find links by affiliate links, which you can click on, and you will get a pretty nice discount for your purchase to their services. But yeah, let's also now read some of the comments from the previous Sapphire Radeon video. And the reason I'm not reading the comments from the MacBook video, it's because I'm saving this My Life Without Windows video or another topic related video. The user Pavla Zayas, sorry if I butchered your name. My graphics card is a XFX RX 9070. It offers 245 watts, but I've set it to 200 since I have extra FPS anyway. And I think it's better to take care of the hardware, especially now because prices are about 2 times or more than what I originally paid for. Yeah, I totally agree with this. It's better to undervolt your GPU and every other component, not to overclock it, because overclocking can lead to extensive wear and tear. So better to keep your hardware alive and undervolt it if you have enough FPS. So if you have, like, I don't know, over 60 FPS is always fine. If you have more than that, you can also turn on the frame gen if you want, so that your hardware will not be as stressed, because like Pavla said, right now the prices are just insane. It's not worth it to break your hardware and then buy something new, because the prices are ridiculous. So protect your hardware, keep it safe, and don't buy anything right now that's super expensive. So don't give the companies your money right now, because they're just greedy as hell and it's not worth it to buy something new right now. Save your money, save your hardware, and save your PC components, and don't try to overclock it if it's not necessary. If your gameplay is stable and everything, don't do it. It's not worth it. Protect your hardware. Yeah, again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.